Hello and welcome to today's video, which is where I'm going to look at why I believe weekend property seminars aren't the right way for you to become a millionaire investor. So what do I mean by that? Well, property training in the UK very often forms the format of being held on a weekend or an evening kind of seminar based event. So very often like a kind of a classroom scenario where you go to a hotel or you go to an event space and there's a speaker at the front and they'll talk to kind of the crowd about how to invest in property or what you should look at if you want to become a property investor. Now, I'm not knocking property education. I've done lots of videos on why property education can help you as a property investor. But specifically seminars, I believe, are hurting your potential opportunity to become a more educated investor and also to grow your portfolio quicker if you want to and aim to become a millionaire investor. Now, there's a couple of key criteria around that, which I'll try and kind of talk about in this particular video. So the first is because I believe there's other ways, other methods that you can learn online training to become a property investor that's going to help you much better than kind of a seminar-based environment. Now, the first reason for that is because it's much quicker. You can access that content on demand whenever you need to. Things are changing, technology is changing. If you want to learn about a particular property strategy, if you want to learn about how to choose an area, ask questions, look at particular ways to negotiate a deal, if you've got to wait 3 months, 6 months, or a couple of weeks even to go to a weekend event seminar, it could really set you back on any particular property deals that you're looking at the moment. So for active investors, it's very limiting because you have to wait to get that information. And for people that are at the start of their journey that want to learn, that are very kind of ready to get started, they don't want to wait for like a weekend event. So online training, online property training specifically, gives you access to content on demand whenever you need it. Evenings, weekends, daytimes, on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablet. That's why I believe an online environment is much better than a kind of a seminar-based environment. Well, that's the first reason. Number two, why I believe seminars are kind of the wrong way for you to look if you're looking to become a millionaire investor is because ultimately seminars condense everything into a short space of time, whether that's a day or a weekend or an evening. And if you're new and you're taking in that content for the first time, you'll be like a sponge, you want to try and take everything in, but it'll be overwhelming. It'll fly over your head for some of the topics and some of the subjects. And very often you want to try and recap. And it's hard because as an educator or somebody that's kind of trying to teach and share with the kind of the people that are involved in that environment what their experiences on property, they will have a particular kind of concept of what they want to discuss. And if they've got to keep going back over topics, it might not be fair for some people in the group, and for other people in the group it might be the wrong type of topic. So it just doesn't really work that well. What you want to try and do is have an environment, and online training gives you this, where you don't get overwhelmed, where you can recap over a particular topic whenever you need. So if you want to learn negotiation, if you want to learn how to choose an area, you want to go over a particular strategy, how the figures work, how the fundamentals work, and you're watching a video or reading something at your own pace, you can take as long as you want to go over that particular topic. So if you kind of take a bit more time to learn one subject, or you want to learn another subject in a bit more depth, you have complete control over doing that. And that's the beauty of online training, and certainly property training online, is it gives you a much more controlled environment to take on board all that information, and then you can obviously action it in your own time as well. The third reason why I prefer online training is because it's much more scalable. You can get access to content that fits a whole range of kind of topics and format, whereas a seminar is going to be condensed information, but it's going to be limited as to what it can kind of give you, because they might only have a couple of hours or a full day. That's still only going to be probably 8 hours in terms of time, or maybe it's a 3-day event. That's still quite limiting because you limit the amount of content that you can get access to, but also it's kind of a snapshot in time. So if you do a training course or a seminar, let's say in January of a particular year, and then in 6 months later, you don't necessarily have that same ability to go over that content again. You might have a workbook or you might have notes from the time. But the beauty of online training is it gets updated regularly. So you can go on there in 6 months' time and look at the content, and there'll be new video or new articles or new downloadable documents that progress over the time frame. It gets updated. It looks at new strategies, new options, new ways to kind of look at property, new ways to negotiate, new ways to consider property, maybe new property portals that you can use. So because it's regularly updated, your education and experience and knowledge continues to kind of progress and grow as well. So seminars are very limiting in that respect, whereas online training can really give you a lot more kind of growth, or grow with you a lot more with the education, because it gets regularly updated and you can access it as and when you need. Number 4 is it's accessible however and whenever you want. So we've looked at the time frame of when it's accessible, so evenings, weekends, things like that, but also on any device really. Technology is great now, so instead of having to kind of carry around workbooks or documents or large kind of notes, you can put it on your smartphone, your tablet, your laptop, your desktop. You can have access to this information whenever and wherever you need. Now the beauty of that in practice is if you're going out and physically viewing properties and you have a bit of time before you go view it, you can go online on the training course and have a look at and say, okay, well, what's the viewing checklist? What sort of things should I consider to look at this particular property? You can also use that before you speak to an estate agent if you're negotiating a particular deal. So because you can access it on any device, as I said, your smartphone, your laptop, your tablet, all you need really is that device with you, whether you're at home, whether you're in the office, at work, or whether you're out and about. You can take that content with you, you can use it on the go, on the hop, and it's really good to try and help you progress those property deals by giving you access at your fingertips. You no longer have to kind of go back in time and try and remember what you talked about at a particular seminar a couple of months ago. And finally, the beauty of online training is accessible to everybody, because it brings in economies of scale when it comes to costs. So to hire an event space or a hotel can be very expensive, to put on functions and things like that. Whereas online training, once you have access to the membership, there's certainly costs there for the provider to have the membership portal and to upload the content, things like that. But once you have access to that training, because it can be done at scale, because they can add content very easily, and because they don't have high overhead costs as long as they're structured correctly, they should be able to make that investment for the training much more affordable and much more accessible from people of all kind of stages really. So if you're based in Edinburgh, you don't have to go down to London for an event. You can access the training in your own kind of living room, if it were, your own home or your own kind of office. You don't have to travel. You don't have to spend a lot of cost to go to those events. And online training as well, because it should be accessible by economies of scale, the cost to actually provide that training is much lower than a seminar event. So if you are looking at training, if you are looking at property education, online training, I believe, is certainly the way to go. Weekend seminars, I just don't see it working in the future. So if you want to become a property investor, if you want to target becoming a millionaire investor, look at ways that embrace modern technology, get that information at your fingertips, get it so you access it when you need it, when you're looking at the deals, when you're about to negotiate on properties, and that's going to help you much longer in your career, and it will grow with you as well. As we said, you can update that information, training gets updated, new strategies are added, so it's fantastic for continuing your property education as you progress. So hopefully that's helped. Any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I'm happy to answer them and look forward to catching up with you on the next video. All the best. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this content and you'd like to join our free online property training course, we've got a link for it on this page. And in there we cover a range of different property strategies to help you get started, either building a long-term property portfolio or creating a cash-flowing property business. We also look at ways to increase your return on investment with any of the property you're maybe considering. And we also have a couple of cheat sheets and downloadable documents in there as well. Simply click on the link to join the free training course today.